Welcome, everybody. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday. Gonna go ahead and get this training started. I'm just throw a couple of text messages in the chats, just to let them know that we're live. I'm gonna get started here at exactly 8:30. I want to make sure we're respecting everybody's time on this off day. So let me just throw a quick little text. And here we go. Boom, boom. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. So if you guys can do me a favor, if you can give me a 7-7. Hey, what's up, New Zealand? Ladies, how y'all doing? If you can give me a quick little 7-7 in the chat. If you guys can hear me okay. I got a new mic, and I want to make sure that my audio is right and you guys can hear me okay while I'm going through all this new configuration. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Hope you're all having an amazing weekend. Monday for some of you, right? Super stoked. A handful of us are going to be heading out to Miami tomorrow morning. Myself, Mr. Warren, Mr. Portillo, Mr. Luna, Mr. Newman, and Mr. Warren, right? So 5 of us, we're heading out to Miami. We have the privilege to be able to be trained by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Nez Vasquez. We're going to have some one-on-one training on the Liberty app and all the other great stuff and all the other great functions that the HFX site has to offer. So we're going to come back super jacked, super stoked, super excited to be able to bring more value to our team. So with that being said, thank you so much for jumping on this Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and just, let me see. Wasn't trying to take it over on both screens. So let's work on that real quick. Let me share my screen here to this bad boy here. All right. We're going to go ahead and get this started. From the beginning. All right. So let me see. I think I have the wrong screen shared if I'm going to do it this way. Okay, now, all right. So if you can give me a quick little head nod if all you see is IME. Perfect. All right. So thank you so much for jumping on. I'm going to strictly just focus on the network marketing side. And when it comes to leadership, right, I've noticed in my professional career that people strive for a title, right? People want to become the supervisor. They want to become the head sales agent. They want to become the team leader. They want to become the manager. They want the title, right? And everyone longs for a title. Some people would not take a pay raise if they can just get a cool little title next to their name, right? Isn't that crazy? So one of the things that I want to go over in our training is, what is leadership? We talk about it, we want it, but do we understand what it is, right? And how we're going to get there and how it's going to make us better. So here, what is leadership exactly, right? I'm a big believer of selfless leadership. I'm a big follower of John C. Maxwell, and this was in one of his books. And what we're going to be talking about is, what is the leadership? What is leadership? Well, leadership is the act of leading a group or people or an organization, right? You cannot be a leader if no one is following you. A perfect example is the flying V with ducks and geese, right? They'll have that leader that's setting the pathway for the ducks to be able to fly the most smoothest route in the air. If you look at a very famous picture, it's the picture of a wolf pack while they're hiking, right? They'll have the older wolves in the front of the pack while they lead the momentum because they don't want to have anybody left behind. They'll have the mothers a little bit behind them, and they'll have different stronger wolves in the packs, and then the alpha wolf would be on the tail end, making sure that no one is left behind. So leadership can come in various different ways, shapes, and sizes, but there's 5 levels of leadership. And this is what I want you to write down. The 5 levels of leadership is this. Number 1 is position. Number 2 is permission. Number 3 is production. Number 4 is people developing. And number 5 is pinnacle. We all want to get to the point where we are pinnacle leaders in our quote unquote organizations, teams, employment, or whatever the case may be. Because you see, leadership is not always fun. Leadership is very, very stressful at times, but the reward, you have to remember, in leadership, you have to want to do it for somebody else, right? Yes, here with I Am Mastery Academy, we're building an organization, we're sharing this with people, we're impacting the masses. But where much is given, much more is expected, much more is required, right? You have to continuously elevate as a person to continuously be able to lead the people that you're leading, okay? So number 1, the position. We all start with a position, whether it be a P150, a P600, we all start with a position. They follow you because you're the boss or you're the leader. They don't follow you because they have to. You see, the downside to level 1 leadership is that people will give you the lowest amount of energy and the lowest amount of effort. You're the leader because of the position, right? How many times have we noticed those people in our work atmosphere that, they're working hard for the promotion. They think they're going to be the next supervisor. Someone comes along and they get the promotion, and then you see their attitude just change. They get sour, they get ugly, they get bitter, and then they don't want to be a part of the team anymore. Well, I didn't get it, so I don't want to do this anymore. You see, that's not leadership, right? That's a selfish and personal gain when you have those type of attitudes, because when it comes to leadership, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the rest of the team. Now, in this level of number 1 position, and applying this to our network marketing business, you have to be the most excited and the most attentive and the most engaged and the biggest cheerleader and the biggest supporter and the biggest everything to everyone else. You have to give and give and give and give to get minimal results from people. And you have to be okay with it. You have to know that respect yet has not been earned, okay? Now, level number 2 is the permission. You see, people follow you now because they want to. You see, something happened between level 1 and level 2 is that there is a connection. In leadership, there has to be a connection. People have to know that you care. You hear me say it all the time. People will not care how much you know until they know how much you care. You see, with my leaders that I'm spending my time with and helping them elevate and helping them grow, I know their whys. I know what hurts them. I know what motivates them. I know where they want to be in the next 90 days. I know what they want to do for the business. I know where they want to go at the end of this journey when it comes to I Am Mastery Academy. The leadership is building with an end in mind. I know that when I get Mr. Warren to be able to have, a $250,000 brokerage account, he's going to invest in that leadership studio. I know when Mr. Portillo gets the vision going to where he needs it to be, he's going to have the gems and the videos and the production assembly. I know with what's going on in New Zealand that the leadership there and the team there is going to blow up so massively because they want us to hurry up and fly out there and spend some time. You see what I'm saying? You invest into your leaders, and your leaders know that that connection is made. But how many calls, how many texts, how many chats, everything has to be invested into your team to know that you care. You see, with my New Zealand team, and I love to use them as an example, they don't care that I don't have an answer to every single question, and they're okay with me saying, let me get you that answer and I'll be right back, right? Because one, I'm being honest from the front and I'm being honest from the jump, but two, they know they can reach out to me at any given moment in time and I will be there. They don't care how much I know about the trading, about the networking, about this, about that, because they know that I genuinely care about them as individuals and them as an organization. They allow that connection to happen. So all of you who want to strive to be in leadership, make sure that the people that you're trying to lead, you have a connection with. Make sure you establish that connection, because you see, so they're not just going to follow you because you're that platinum 600 or you're that platinum 1000. They're going to follow you, ladies and gentlemen, because they like you. The reality is they like you. It's fun building. It's fun growing with people who you like, with people that you can interact with, right? They like you. They believe in you. They know that you're gonna. They know that you bring value to the marketplace to help them grow. Either their brokerage account, their networking account, their personal development account, the mentoring aspect of what they need from life. They know, and they know that they can trust you. That's why it is that they like you. So that's level number 2, is you have to have that connection and you have to have that permission. And make sure that you become a relational leader. How many leaders or how many bosses, you see, there's a difference to me, a boss and a leader. They're not the same thing. You see, a boss sits back, does nothing, and just throws his whip. Go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. They tell you what to do. You see, a leader is willing to get in the trenches. A leader is willing to roll up their sleeves, roll up their jeans, and get in the mud and help you pull out that car if he needs to. A leader is willing to walk you step by step by step by step to make sure that you're comfortable and you understand what's going on, because they're new into his endeavor. So make sure that you are always and that you remain a relational leader. You see, people say that money changes you. Well, I don't believe that. I believe that money just activates who you really are. If you're selfish, you're going to be selfish with it or without it. If you're loving and giving, you're going to be loving and giving with or without the money. Money does not change you. It just activates what's deep down inside. Okay? So there's 3 things that we have to do very, very well as relational leaders. Number 1, we have to listen well. Listen, but don't listen with an intent to respond. Listen with an intent to teach. How many times have we had a conversation with a leader and they already have the rebuttal before you're done even talking? You see, they weren't listening to you. They were trying to just hurry up and get you out of the way. Listen with an intent to teach and not with an intent to respond. You must observe. You must observe what's going on with the people that you're wanting to lead. You must be in their life. You must be engaged. You have to know, observe the surroundings and what's going on in the atmosphere, right? One of the great benefits that we have nowadays is social media, right? Social media is like a dear diary for most people. So you can tell when things going on in their personal lives, when they're good, when they retract, when they're not posting, when all that type of stuff is going on. Observe what's going on and be there for them. And you must always, always, always stay in that mindset to keep on learning. You see, I love learning. My mentor says, the minute that you stop learning is the minute that you stop growing. We never know enough. There's always something new. I'm always taking notes. Even with the years of the game that I've been in here in the industry of network marketing, I still have binders. I still take notes. I still remain coachable because you never know what nugget is going to be dropped. You never know what's going to be shared that can change the way your business is ran and the way your business grows. Remain a student and always keep learning. You see, the team doesn't know it yet, but I have 5 binders for us to go to Miami to take notes. You know why? Yes, we're going to go out and have a great time. But when we're sitting with Nez, when we're sitting with Mr. Morton, when we're sitting with Mr. Rosa, when we're sitting with all these people, guess what we're going to be doing? Taking notes. Taking notes because they have what we want. So remain coachable, remain teachable, and make sure that we apply it. You see, in the process of listening, observing, and learning, you must always have that servant attitude. That servanthood attitude. How can I help you? Right? Just taking it back to one of the greatest leaders, not one of the greatest leaders of all times, Jesus Christ, when he was here on the face of the earth, right? He washed his apostles' feet. He got down on his knees and washed their feet. And they're like, Master, what are you doing? We should be washing yours. But he was washing theirs. He was leading by example. He did it first, right? That's why for me, it's so important that we go through the IM Academy, that we go through the IM Center, that we go through all of the HFX education. Because how on earth can we tell someone, right, go through the academy and watch the 92 videos when we haven't watched them ourselves? Leaders do. You see, people are going to do what you do, not what you say. They're going to see your actions. If you tell your team, oh, this is how you recruit, and this is how you do this, and this is how you do that, and you do none of it, they're going to look at you and be like, why aren't you doing it? That's what I love about Matt Rosa, right? He did a training, and the training that he did 2 weeks ago was the exact same training he did when he was growing his business. What he's doing at a Chairman 750, making $750,000 a month, he did when he was a P150. Mastered the invite and mastered the edification. And he's making $750,000 a month. And those are the 2 things that he focuses on. Think about that, right? So I'm going to play a quick little video of a moment where I was able to really realize that I was in a position to be a relational leader. This is December 10th, 2018. This is the night that myself and the 2 people who I ran with, Jerry Geraldo and Savannah Evans, this is our first night that we sat behind the dais. You see, I packed out this room by myself because of the fact that we were able to embrace the community for change. So in this video, the fire marshal closed down our chambers because it can only hold 183 people in there. And we had, and you'll see, it was standing room only, all the way through the walkthroughs, all the way in the back. We had to get 3 different sections of speakers in December, mind you. And here in the high desert, it's cold. December up here in the high desert, it gets to like 20 degrees, 30 degrees at night. And people were outside at 6:30 in the evening because this is a night where we changed and we made history. Present. That was just half of the room. Whoa. That was just half of the room. And I took a deep breath because I realized that in that moment, the work was barely beginning. I realized that in that moment, I had to listen more. I had to observe, and I had to continuously grow and learn how to do government in an impactful way, right? We have to be a relational leader. And it's funny because I have 2 different PR firms that I'm working with. And one of them is telling me, stop responding to people on social media. Stop this, stop that. No, 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 no. And I'm sitting here, no, I'm going to keep on responding because that's what my constituents need. My constituents need to know that they have a mayor who actually cares, a mayor who's listening to them, a mayor who's willing to be on social media and respond and engage and communicate with them. And that has shifted in the last 6 months. So there was about 6 months of consistent attacks because of impatientness. But these last 6 months has been a sense of appreciation from the constituents because they're seeing the work happening. They're seeing the leadership growing. They're seeing that I'm engaged with our community in every single aspect to the point where I had to separate my platforms on social media, right? To keep politics, business, and personal. Remaining to focus on being a relational leader with every single person in the perspective categories that I'm with them. Nope, didn't want to click you. Next one. On the production aspect, people follow you now because of what you've done for them and for your team. The reason why I had those people following us and the reason why I was fortunate enough to be in that position was that they saw the success that was left behind prior to me becoming mayor. They saw that I was committed. I didn't have a whole bunch of volunteers. I was out there putting up my signs. I was out there banging the sticks in. I was out there putting up my flyers. I was out there knocking on people's door. They saw the production. They saw the commitment to wanting to change the city. So same thing with you. As you're leading your people, as you're leading your organization, are they seeing you on the calls? Are they seeing you on the webinars? Are they seeing you on the trading sessions? Are they seeing your results? You see, when we have the trading sessions, I love it when I see our telegrams and our Facebook chats and every platform that we communicate on flooded with results, good or bad. You know why? That shows me how many people are being a product of the product. It's important that we just don't talk about it, but we walk it out. I love seeing that because it tells me that people jumped on those sessions and they're having their money, making the money. It's important that we communicate, whether good or bad, how everything's going. Because at level 3, you have become effective as a leader because you know how to produce. Your leadership credibility is there because you are giving people what it is that they want to see, results. Why was Michael Jordan able to be such a great leader? If you watch his Last Dance, his team was he was rude. He would cuss us out. He would do this, and this. He would da-da-da-da-da-da, right? But guess what? They all loved playing basketball with Michael Jordan. Why? Because he produced results. People want to follow and be led by someone who can help them get them to where it is that you want to be. So I can't talk about being a Chairman 50 because I haven't become a Chairman 50 yet. But you know what I can show each and every single one of you how to do? I can show each and every single one of you how to be a Chairman 10 because I've achieved that rank in network marketing. I've made more than $10,000 a month before in this industry, so I know how to do it. I know what it takes. And I can duplicate that, right? My wife says it all the time. You cannot give what you do not have. I cannot give you something if I do not possess it. I possess the skill set to show you how to be a Chairman 10. I haven't possessed the skill set yet to be a Chairman 25. So I will share with you what it is that we have to do to become a Chairman 25 or a Chairwoman 25 once I become a Chairman 25. You see, what you have, give. In this industry and in life, it's so unfortunate. People are so selfish. We do it different here in I Am Mastery Academy. We want to leave empty. Everything, Matt Rosen says it as well, and that's what I love from the top of our leadership. They say, I want to give you everything. I want to duplicate myself and everyone in this business, right? I want to have 100 Gabriels. I want to have 250 Kellys. I want to have 250 Gales. I want to have 1,000 Rondas. I want to have 15,000 Tims. I want to have 1 million Hoels. I want to die empty. Everything that I've learned in leadership, right? I don't want my team, I don't want my organization to have a PhD in the School of Hard Knocks. I don't want you to have to go through the hard knocks of blowing a brokerage account, I don't want you to have to explain to your spouse, yeah, babe, so check it. It really does work, you know, like it's been great, but yeah, I low-key blew that $500. I've done that before. Trust me. Don't, you know, we're trying to guide you to not make those type of mistakes. I want you to have a PhD in results, not in the school of hard knocks, right? I have a PhD in results. That's what I want each and every single one of you to have, is the results to be able to impact the masses, because then you have become a production-based leader and people will follow you just because of your resume. You see, people say, especially my buddy Alex, Mr. Warren, he says, gee, man, it's something about being a mayor, bro. It's something about that title of being a mayor. And for myself, I'm like, no, it's not. It's just a title. Because you see, the power does not lie in the title. I make the title. Yes, I'm the fourth youngest mayor in the nation. Whoop-de-doo. I'm the second youngest mayor in the state of California. Whoop-de-doo. But is that all I'm going to be? Is that all I'm going to use this platform to do? Is just be the fourth youngest in the nation? The second youngest in California? Or am I going to use this title to be the most impactful mayor in the history of politics? What am I going to use that title for? Am I going to use it just for the perks and the benefits? Or am I going to use it to impact the masses? You see, again, I make the title. The title does not make me. You make Chairman 25. What Chairman 25 does not make you. You see, it takes me back to the Jim Rohn philosophy. Be, do, have. What's your goal? What do you want to be here in IM Academy? Do you want to be a Chairman 500? Do you want to be a Chairman 100? Do you want to be a Chairman 50? You want to have a $250,000 brokerage account? What would you do different? Do it now. Be Chairman 25. Be a Chairman 25. Do the things that a Chairman 25 would do. When you're making $25,000 a month, are you going to read more? Are you going to eat better? Are you going to speak more? Because you're making more money. Are you going to do more? No, do it now. Do the things. Be a Chairman 25. Be a Chairwoman 25. Do the things that a Chairwoman 25 would do. Do the things that a Chairman 25 would do so that you can have the things that a Chairman 25 has. Not just the bank account, but the time freedom, the respect. Be, do, have, and do those type of things, because that's a production-based leader. They're seeing the results. Level 4, people development. I think this is the most important part of leadership. Without level number 4, level 5 is not possible. People follow you because what it is that you have done for them. The most appreciative aspect of any organization is the people of that organization. Think about that. How many times do we sit back and say that we're grateful? I am happy and grateful for each and every single one of you to give me the opportunity to just share with you what it is that I've learned over over these last 8 years of leadership. You are the most important part of this organization, not the IM Center, not the Go Lives, not the comp plan. Yes, all of those things are great, but you make the organization the organization. You give us leaders the ability to impact your life. You've given us the welcoming to be able to be impactful, right? And we have to develop, we have to grow, because here's the 3 thoughts of developing people. And this is what the 3 thoughts are. Number 1, key to developing people into good leaders is recruitment. 80% of success is equipping people to be successful is in the front door. You see, 20% of the results, 80% of the results are going to come from 20% of the people. That's just the reality, right? You have to continuously go through people to see when they're ready to have that invitation. Some people are very competitive, right? I'm one of those people. If I see Mr. Gomez spending more time with my brother, and I love San, that's my boy. That's my accountability partner, right? But if I see that Mr. Gomez is spending more time in developing and building up San, hey, bro, what's up? You know, I want, you know, some people are very competitive. When they see people coming, sometimes their natural reaction is, I have to do more because I don't want to lose my spot. I don't want to lose my engagement with Mr. Reyes. I don't want to lose my engagement with Kelly. I don't want to lose my engagement with Joel. You see what I don't want to lose my engagement with Rodney. You see what I'm saying? That happens naturally. If you see an organization growing and growing and growing. Number 2 is positioning. Getting people to come in is key, but positioning them to the right place so they can stay is just as important. Successful people have discovered what they're good at. Successful leaders discover what others are good at. I want to help blossom your strengths. If you're an educator, I want to put you in a position to be able to educate. If you're good at graphic design, I want to help put you in a place where you're good at being able to be a graphic designer. I want to be able to be and help you develop and blossom into everything that your God-given abilities are, and equip your leaders well. You see, in the beginning of my leadership, it was hard for me to take accountability because I was the type of leader. I made it to my level of success, you know, and they say that there's 2 types of leaders. You're either going to sink or swim. Right? They're gonna throw you out into the middle of the ocean and you're gonna sink or swim. Why swim? I'm not gonna fail. I don't need to wait for permission. I don't need to wait for this. I'm gonna just go, right? I'm the type of person, I'll build a plane while it's flying. Sometimes I forget. Not everyone is like that, right? Sometimes I'm just like, sometimes people need every single resource, every single step of the way. They need a welcoming manual. They need an understanding. They need a walk-through video. They need a call. They need this. There's different type of people. And are you equipping your body well? Why do you think I ask you guys? Hey, whatever questions or concerns you have, please shoot them my way. I do it for 2 reasons. 1, to gather the data, but more importantly, to help you get to where you're trying to get. Because the reality is this, if you think it, someone else will too. So if I can have a tool, if I can have a video, if I can have this, that's why I love Brandon Boyd. You can message Mr. Boyd for almost anything, and he's made a video. That is a selfless leader who is willing to equip his leaders well, right? You see, to equip your leaders well, it's a process. Step number 1 is I do it alone, right? When you're out there and you don't have an organization, you got to get your 3 people. You got to recruit. You got to become a people from 50. You have to be okay in doing it by yourself. You have to be okay in sending the invite, working late nights, doing this, doing that, trading. You got to do all that stuff by yourself, right? You got to do it alone. The second step is I'll do it with you, with me, right? That's a duplication. I'll do it with you, with me. Now I'm walking you through the process. Now I'm there by your side. Okay, this is how you do the invite. This is how you send them the link. This is how you follow up. This is how you navigate them. You do it with me, with you. Number 3, now you do it, and I'm with you. Now I've taught. It's duplicated into Alex, for example, and now I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch you do it with me. I'm going to be alongside of you now. It's shifted. It's gone from me being the leader to you being the leader and me not just watching. The duplication has taken the full effect. And number 4, now you do it alone. I've taught you. Now you really don't need me. Now you do it alone. The full duplication. And number 5, now you do it with someone else, with you. Now you're teaching someone what it is that I just taught you. Learn and take notes and do everything with the intent to teach. Because now you just duplicated that. You haven't equipped well. And here's a gut check, ladies and gentlemen. You haven't equipped well until you can duplicate what you've taught into someone else. Period. That is the power of duplication. You see, I don't want 100% from one person. I would rather take 1% from 100 people. Because now I have 100 people that can be duplicatable. You see? And the level number 5, the level of Pinnacle. People follow because of who you are and what you represent. They respect you for who you are and what it is that you've become. Leaders are always learning and always growing. It's a process. Embrace the process, trust the hunt. Because some will, most won't. You see, I've only had the pleasure of hearing Matt Rosa and Jason Brown from a stage at London, and I've watched them on Instagram, and I've watched them on Facebook. I look forward and I hope that they're in Miami. I'm speaking it and manifesting it into existence, that they will be in Miami and we can just go pop up unexpectedly and be able to learn from them. I'm speaking that into existence because I want to be in their presence, because I know what type of leader they are. I know the vision. I know the culture. I know what type of leaders this company wants and what type of leaders this company is grooming. That's the leadership of our CEO, Christopher Terry, our CFO and founder, Isis De La Torres, Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, David Iminitier, Ivan Tapia, and the list goes on of amazing leaders. Brandon Boyd, right? Joseph Gomez, Sam Morgan. I know what type of leaders they are, and I know what they expect from me. And I know what they and they know what I expect from them. I know what they stand for. I know how they're going to build, and I know what they're going to invest and pour into me. That's ultimately what it is that we want to become. And we have to be okay with the process. This is my favorite quote of all time. Embrace the process, trust the hunt. Embrace it. It's not always going to be pretty. For those of us who have had some taste and some form of time freedom, right? It's almost addicting not having to work a job and be able to waking up when you want to wake up and going to sleep when you want to go sleep, right? You have to embrace that process and you have to trust the hunt, because trust me, the level of leadership, that pinnacle level, when people know and they perform and they do things to a specific standard because they know what it is that you represent, is truly, truly humbling. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what I ultimately want to strive to be for you. I want you to know what type of leader it is that you're going to have. I want you to know that my line is always available, except on Sundays during the day, 6 days. Sundays during the day, I try to keep the phone off and spend it with my family. But Monday through Saturday, right? You can call me almost anytime, and I'll be there for you. You develop that culture, you develop that mindset, you develop that type of camaraderie. Then it becomes one of those things. Oh, I won't go to Gabe. He's busy on Sundays. Let me go to Alex. Let me go to Rodney. Let me go to Kelly. Let me go to Joseph. Let me go to San, right? Because the leadership is all the same. You have to give to get. You have to be willing. I cannot wait. You see, I say it all the time. I want to cross that stage in August with 10 people, with 10 chairmen. Why? Because that means that I've been able to help 10 people achieve a minimum of $10,000 a month. I don't want to do it for me. I want to do it for others. I want to help you achieve your goals. I want to help you open up your building. I want to help you buy a piece of land. I want to help you get to where it is that you ultimately want to be and help you strive to have the things that you ultimately want to have. My wife has taught me, and I say this humbly, my wife has taught me how to be a cheerleader. I was the type of person, I was like a Tasmanian devil. I was like an English bulldog in a China shop. I got the ball, right? That was ultimately the goal. I got the ball, but I would break everything in sight. I would hurt people's feelings. I would, yep, I made it. I made it, baby. P2000. But I got 15 people who don't have their memberships active no more because I was too busy. So I've done that. I've done it before. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to leave a legacy where people know that, man, Gabriel cared about my success more than his own, because then that would duplicate into my other leaders. And then the culture that is built is a culture of family and not an organization. You see, I spoke it into existence not knowing. I said a couple months ago in a call, I can't wait to the day where I can pick up the phone and hit up a chat and say, hey, who wants to go to Dubai? We're leaving on Monday. I'm not sure if you guys heard that, if you remember that, but I've said it. I want to be able to jump into a chat and say, hey, let's go to Dubai. Who's coming with me? And have a group of people say, let's go. Well, it's not Dubai, but it's Miami, right? I said it. I hit up some of the people on my team and I said, hey, you guys, who wants to go to Miami? And now I have the pleasure and joy to be able to go to Miami with my friends, with my family, to go learn from Nez, right? It's that type of time freedom that 5 people were able to have that ability, have the finance, to have the opportunity to go experience life and live life by design. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of team that I want. I want to be able to call my team in the Pacific Rim, in New Zealand and Australia, hey, meet us in Dubai, and have 250 people meet us in Dubai. I want to be able to call up my team on the East Coast and be like, hey, we're laying over in JFK, meet us in Dubai. You see, that's the type of, I want to travel. And I say it all the time, I love traveling with my wife. I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'll make sure that I have those vacations with my wife. But it's also fun creating memories and creating moments with the people that you love, right? That's what I enjoy doing as well. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. If we are not connected on social media, you guys know I'm huge on social media. Mayor G. Reyes on Facebook, I.and.Gabriel.Reyes on Instagram. Let's connect. Let's encourage one another. Let's build one another. Let's show love. And a little bit later, I'll also do a training on social media engagement, on how to be able to build our social media following and be able to penetrate the algorithms that's behind Facebook and Instagram. But that'll be for another training. With that being said, thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. Maddie Pips is going to be going on in about an hour. So I will see you all there. I'll be dropping the chat info on that at that time. You guys have a blessed rest of your night. And see you guys at the top. Take care. Bye-bye.